What's going on, everybody? I want to hit you with a quick deck tech for Estrid the Masked. This is the third deck that I've made since I've been on furlough. Check out the Wasitora deck tech I made the other day. It's a pretty spicy deck. I got a Lord Wingrave's deck tech coming up soon too. So Estrid the Masked is a one colorless, one green, one white, one blue. She's a Bant commander. She's a planeswalker, but she can be a commander, which is always fun. Her +2, her main ability, which we're going to try to abuse, is untap each enchanted permanent you control. Her -1, she makes a mass token. It's a totem armor you can put on a permanent you control. And her -7, she puts the top 7 cards of your library and then return all non-aura enchantments, then all aura enchantments to the battlefield. I doubt we're going to use it in the -7. We'll use the -1 for sure, but her meat and potatoes is going to be the +2. There's a lot of land enchantments. There's a lot of enchant creatures that we're going to try to abuse, and should be fun. All right, so here's the land package. It's pretty basic. It's a budget deck. So we got 8 forests, 8 islands, 8 plains, plus a bunch of utility lands. The main 3 lands are going to be the Simic Growth Chamber, the Azorius Chancery, and the Selesnya Sanctuary. We want to enchant them and then untap them with either Estrid or the other creatures that can untap lands or permanents. Again, it's nothing fancy. It's not going to set the world on fire. It's just the scraps I had. Here are the Enchant Lands I was talking about. The main 3 I want to talk about are going to be Spawning Grounds, Dawn Reflection, and Market Festival. If you enchant Dawn's Reflection or Market Festival on one of the 2 mana producing lands like Simic Growth Chamber, you're going to be producing 4 mana a turn with that. That's just 1 tap. If you have Estrid out, that's going to be 8 mana. If you have one of the creatures that untaps your land, that's going to be 12 mana. Last night I played this for the first time, and I was producing 12 mana a turn with 1 land. Then there's Spawning Grounds. The Spawning Ground reads Enchant Land. Enchant Land has tapped to create a 5/5 beast token with trample. If you're spitting out multiple 5/5 beasts every turn, that is value, just value. So again, we got Overgrowth, Fertile Ground, cards that let you produce more mana. We want to abuse this as best we can with Estrid. Here are those untapped creatures I was talking about. We got Ley Druid, Fate Stitcher, Kiyora's Follower, and Blossom Dryad. Ley Druid and Blossom Dryad are the same card basically, except Blossom Dryad has a much bigger body. They untap target land. So you're going to be tapping your Simic Growth Chamber that's enchanted for just value. And then Fate Stitcher and Kiyora's Follower can do permanents, which matter because we're going to enchant our creatures as well and our lands. And we have a couple rocks, so you can untap those as well. Here's the rock package: Simic, Azorius, Selesnya Signet, and Sol Ring. Nothing fancy. I don't even know if I need to be quite honest with you. I played last night again for the first time, and I cast Azorius Signet, and then it worked, but it wasn't necessary. I almost would rather have some cheap draw spells, maybe to get some more action, but we'll see. Again, I only played 1 game with it, so we'll see how it flies after this. Here's the draw package. We got Pull from Tomorrow, Sphinx's Revelation, Stroke of Genius, Rush of Knowledge, Serum Visions, and Urban Evolution. Like I said a second ago, I think I could use a little more drawn here. We got 3 X spells with Pull, Sphinxes, and Rush of Knowledge. Serum Visions is cheap. Urban Evolution lets you ramp a little bit. And Rush of Knowledge, as you'll see soon, has the potential to draw you just a ton of cards. Here's the removal package. We got Naturalize, Swords of Plowshare, Sylvan Reclamation, Creepy Mold, Route, and Time Wipe. I have more Wrath effects on bodies, so I'm not concerned about having more Wraths. I have ample amounts of artifact and enchantment removal and 1 piece of spot removal for creatures. So we'll see how it goes. Anybody who knows me knows I love playing goons. The couple I'm going to talk about right now are going to be Apex Altasaur. It's a creature, it's a 10/10. When it comes into play, it fights a creature I don't control. And when it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 creature I don't control. No one's going to take damage, so you're going to swing over there, and they're going to block it, and then you're going to fight something else. So that's why I'm not really worried about spot removal. I got a couple of other fight creatures in here. You know, depending on what kind of enchantment you have on it, it might not even take damage. Then we got Silent Sentinel. When it attacks, you return an enchantment from the graveyard to the battlefield. They're going to get rid of your land ramp. Angel of Dire Hour, flying. When it enters the battlefield, it has flash. Exile all attack creatures. So when they come at you, you're ready. And then we got Giant Adaphage. It's a 7/7 trample. When it hits, it makes a copy of itself. Again, depending on what kind of enchantments you have on it, it's going to hit and you're going to make more goons. Creature enchantment auras. We got a nice mix of effects going on here. We got Aqueous Form. You can give Unblockable and Scry. Scry is wildly undervalued, I think. We got Armadillo Close can give Deuce, Trample, and Lifelink. Same thing with Unflinching Courage. We got Steel of the Godhead. It's going to give Unblockable. We got Shield and Oversoul, give Indestructible and Flying, a couple different Umbras, give them that total armor with Snake and Felidar Umbra. Then we have Instill Energy, gonna give that extra untap effect. It's gonna go great with 2 cards we're gonna show next, and it's gonna go great with any of the untapped creature or untapped permanent cards we got going on. Then we got Unquestioned Authority and give protection from creatures and a nice little cantrip. Again, it's a versatile mix of varied effects. Okay, here's the last 2 cards I want to talk about before I wrap things up. A Dark Valkyrie and Arcanus the Omnipotent. There's a lot of untap effects going on here, either Instill Energy or using Estrid herself to untap an enchanted permanent. So you want to get an enchantment on one of these 2 creatures or both if you can. So Dark Valkyries, it's a 4/5 Snow Angel with Flying and Vigilance for 6. And it reads, tap it. When target creature other than a Dark Valkyrie dies this turn, return that card onto the battlefield under your control. So ideally, you're going to want to have it enchanted, and you're going to ping like just 2 creatures that aren't yours or 2 creatures that are yours that you want to come back to the battlefield. Then you want to cast a Wrath. So it's pretty funny because you're going to Wrath the board, and you're going to get the best 2 targets on the board. It's pretty funny for you, but for everyone else, they're going to be looking at you as the arch enemy immediately. Same thing with Arcanus the Omnipotent. You want to put an enchantment on him, either Instill Energy or anything else, and then just go ham with draw cards. I had an Aqueous Form on Ricksmith these last night when I played, and I was tapping for 2 mana, untapping it, and attacking for 12. So I'm tapping for 2 mana, attacking for an unblockable 12 with a scry in it. That seems pretty good to me. Same thing with this guy. If you're drawing 6 cards with this guy, that's amazing. If you're drawing 9 cards with this, which is a strong possibility you can do with it with this deck, that's even better. And it's just value. I think it'd be hilarious. That's what I want to see go on in this deck, just because people don't necessarily see that coming. And who doesn't love drawing cards? Who doesn't love drawing cards? Who doesn't love wrathing the board and getting the best 2 targets out there back on your side? And even with Time Warp or Time Wipe, whatever it is, the blue wrath I got in here, you're going to get 1 creature back, which would be the Valkyrie, and then get 2 more creatures. That sounds delicious to me. Alright, so that's the deck, guys. So basically that's all you want to do. You want to ramp with enchantments like Wild Growth and Market Festival. You want to draw with X-Spells like Sphinx's Revelation and Rush of Knowledge. It's not a X-Spell, but it's going to get you a lot of cards. You want to stabilize the board with cards like Route and Time Wipe. And we want to bring out the beaters and swing for face. We want to bring out the Zapaltas, the Hydra Omnivores, and then use the Spawning Grounds to spit out 5/5 beaters. That's the deck, guys. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.